Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to all the listeners from around the world that are tuning into this radio broadcast today. I am Tammy Markee, your host of Tammy Markee Radio Show, sponsored by Millionaires in Training Radio. We are based out of Houston, Texas. Listeners, please let me share a little bit about myself. I am a native of New Orleans, Louisiana. I am a concerned humanitarian, co-author, international human rights activist, evangelist, entrepreneur, and forex trader in a $5.3 trillion daily market. Also, I'm a columnist for Kish magazine called Dynasty of Dreamers and founder of Dynasty Dreamer International. Well, listening audience, Candace Michelle will be co-hosting today's show. She is a kingdom advocate and author. Candace is the visionary steward of Wise Living International, a nonprofit organization, and the director of Wise Living Group powered by eXp Realty, LLC. Currently, Candace Michelle lives in Pearland, Texas, where she furthers her kingdom mandate to empower, inspire, educate, and encourage others to move from existing to living. You can follow her on Facebook at Candace Michelle and Instagram at The Real Candace Michelle. Well, ladies and gentlemen, we have some talented ladies on today's show. They are true examples of a dynasty dreamer. And that spirit is going to be an outstanding show. We on the radio broadcast today with Nikol Johnson, also known as Nikol J, and Joan Montreuil, and also Nicole Mars, known as K. Nicole. Listening audience, we are so thrilled today to have these ladies on the radio broadcast. They are a highly distinguished guest. They are women of groundbreaking magnitude. Indeed, they are world-changing women of historical dimension. With such an unprecedented and pioneering journey into the film industry that has unveiled a vision of scintillating inspiration to the masses on their journey into the entertainment industry. It is hard to give even the briefest synopsis of these ladies' eventful life. These three ladies are part of Brilliant Women in Film, BWIF. Brilliant Women in Film is endowed with resounding creativity, clothed in chic business acumen, fortified by unapologetic intellectualism, overloaded and laid with heroism. Women are taking their rightful place in the film industry. BWIF is an organization spearheading a women's initiative that advocates for and supports women working in the area of the film industry. They are catered and contributed to the Houston community in multiple ways: filmmakers mixer, teen summits, anti-bullying workshop and panelists, back-to-school drive, and helping the homeless. The Christian-based film reveals real-life events and centered around young teens living in drug-infested communities. Brilliant Women in Film, they are nurturers who birth more than children. They bring forth ideas and bring forth with implementation strategies to tell their stories and the stories of others. Their intrinsic abilities leverage their capacities to become the writers and directors, producers and acting coaches and instructors and actors, film critics, and much more. Therefore, their presence in the industry are essential. Although women are underrepresented in the film industry, their progressiveness are undeniable. On the home front, Houston is channeling great opportunities, catapulting it to becoming a filmmaking contender. Capitalizing on this long-awaited shift, the women of BWIF, Brilliant Women in Film, are diligently working in front of the cameras and behind the scenes. Nikol Johnson is an inspiring writer, producer, director, and talk show host. She is the chief executive of Real Talk Chronicles RTC TV show, written and hosted by Nikol J. Is the RTC taped regularly at Houston Media Source and broadcast on 5 different PBS channels. And in 2009, Nikol J birthed a short film entitled Exposed. The Christian-based film revealed real-life events centered around young teens living in drug-infected communities. Nikol J is soon to release her first nonfiction book, Daddy's Dying Love. Joan Montreuil is an award-winning filmmaker, visionary, and founder of Wisdom Productions, LLC, and her thriving organization, BWIF, Brilliant Women in Film, a women's group of filmmakers located in Houston, Texas. Joan has her own day in Houston on April 6th, and she is also known as a playwright in the city of New Orleans, and has written and directed over 20 inspirational plays and spreading the message of faith in churches and youth facilities, youth prisons, conferences, and homeless shelters. Joan is an ordained minister of the gospel and has put into practice what she preaches. She branched out becoming an independent filmmaker in the city of Houston, writing, directing, producing, acting, and editing her own shorts and feature films. She is the author of 3 published books, Delivered from Destruction, Unexpected, Beyond the Bowels. She has 2 blockbuster feature films, Walk by Faith, Closer to Home, in stores now online, and Beyond the Bowels, movie adaptation of her latest book is soon to be released in 2019. Nikol Mars, also known as K. Nikol, is the owner of Markee script writing services, Markee Films. She has worked over 5 years in the film industry and stood consistently in the position of the first AD. K. Nikol has proven to be a committed, hardworking, and dedicated individual in this industry with a great sense of understanding the role and performing the duties as a film director. Therefore, they are delighted to make it official. And on June 23rd, 2018, K. Nikol has traded places to a film director. She has also proven to be a great screenwriter as well as a BWIF, but it stands behind K. Nikol as she continues to soar. Well, today's episode is called Brilliant Women in Film. Welcome to the phenomenal world of Nikol J, Joan Montreuil, and K. Nikol Mars. Ladies, how are you doing today?
Woo! Great.
Yes, thank you for that.
All right.
I tell you, your resumes are so rich. I just had to put that out there. I wanted the listening audience to know some of the incredible things that you ladies have accomplished, and it's much more than that. But I wanted to put you all in the best light as possible because I commend you ladies. You are doing film, you are inspiring the community, you are staples in the communities, and your resume is quite impressive. And just keep up the great work.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you.
You are so very welcome.
Yes.
And I also want to say happy birthday to Nikol J.
Thank you. I am so blessed, yes. And to be able to do this show is a great honor to me as well. So I really, really appreciate that. Thank you.
You are so very welcome, and blessings to you, Nikol J. And like I mentioned earlier, you ladies have such an impressive roster, incredible rich resume. Can you give us a synopsis of your eventful life? Let's have a close examination of the life of Nikol Johnson.
Yes, my life. I was actually born in Texas, Conroe, Texas, and raised in the church. My grandmother raised me, so I dedicated my life to Christ very early. And then all of a sudden I was asked, told that I needed to move to Los Angeles to live with my mom. So I went straight into South Central California, where I attended Washington Preparatory High School, the infamous Principal George McKenna. And there I learned how to write as well as fall in love with writing. My English teacher always pushed me because she felt like I had this writing gift. And so she pushed me to write, and I started writing at an early age. But what really gave me my first opportunity was I was good friends in the neighborhood with a gentleman by the name of Sean Garrett, who was a writer for the Jamie Foxx show. And he had invited me to his house just to hang out with him and kind of bounce some ideas off of me. And then all of a sudden, I became a ghostwriter up under him, and I was one of the youngest members of the writing team to help launch the Jamie Foxx show. And so I wrote on that show for about a year, and then I moved to the D.L. Hewley show as a ghostwriter, and it was just such an experience to do that. And so in 2009, I had a dream of writing my own film, directing and producing, and I did that, and I created Exposed, and that was about young children growing up in the South Central area and faced with all type of, things that the young people have to encounter now, which is drugs and teen pregnancy and, gangs. You have it. And so I wanted to send a message out there that just because you're exposed to too much too soon doesn't mean that you have to become a product of your society. And so that film really touched and inspired a lot of youth. After that, I decided that I wanted to do something different. I wanted to get up and close with the community. And so I decided to take on my own TV show, which birthed Real Talk Chronicles. And it was such a great experience. I love doing it. I love talking to people about real issues and trying to look for solutions. And so that's how Real Talk Chronicles came about. But one of my best things that ever happened to me was becoming a part of Brilliant Women in Film. Just being a part and around women that have the same love for film like I do, and who are really pushing and who are really trying to put content film out in the world. And so, I'm just blessed. I'm living my best life, and I'm really, humbled, and I'm really grateful that God has given me this opportunity to, use my films to inspire the world. And so I'm really, really happy, Tammy.
That is absolutely incredible. And let us have a close examination of the life of Joan Montreuil.
Okay. I'm from Maryland as well, Tammy.
It's always fantastic to connect with someone from my home city, and this is tremendous. I am so elated to connect with you.
Yes, I hear the accent in your voice. My goodness.
Yeah, that's Southern Plain, huh?
Yes. I was born and raised in New Orleans, Louisiana. I am the mother of 5 children and married for 33 years. I was always an imaginative person, funny, always volunteered in the school plays, always gave my teachers a run for the money because I just would not stop clowning around. My mother would always have to come to school for me because I would always be written up because I had this big imagination, and I used to always play tricks and jokes and things, and which got me in trouble, but it worked out, as time passed. And the late 90s, I formed a group named Sister to Sister, where I wrote and directed neighborhood stage plays catering to women issues. So we would go into neighborhoods and kind of perform stage plays and have musicals and things in order to help the community, suffering community. And because we lacked funds, we had to cancel our assignment, but then it would later come back up years later. And I think that's kind of that was the first conception of BWIF. I knew it was something with women. I knew the vision hadn't died. It just was a matter of time when it would come back to surface. For 10 years, I've actually written stage plays, maybe over 30 stage plays, and directed, produced, and also activism in Household of Faith Family Worship Church. So, Tammy, you may have heard of that church. Pastor Barrier?
Yes.
I was over there for 10 Yeah, I was over there for 10 years. In 2003, in the midst of creating those stage plays, I formed Wisdom Production. And so it has been active and ongoing for over 12 years. I am a passionate writer, and I just love writing. So whether it's a book, whether it's a stage play,